What's up, good people?
What's up, good people, and welcome to another episode of the Elephant Wisdom Podcast. This is your podcast for motivation, inspiration, and domination. So, dominate or don't, it's up to you. I'm your host, Hark Jos, CEO of Sons of SP Phillips, and right over there is my good friend Enrique, the engineer. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe to our podcast. Today's episode is a special one as we bring on a wonderful guest to motivate and inspire us to all dominate each day. We have a remarkable guest host who is on the front lines of making a difference in people's lives. Before we begin, this episode is sponsored by none other than Sons of SP Phillips. Go to www.sonsofspphillips.com. Sons of SP Phillips is an online boutique that sells new and slightly used designer and name brand clothing and apparel for men and women. And there's also custom items, custom t-shirts, sweatshirts, cups, and more. And don't forget about the Restyle customized fedoras. Up to 70% off every day in savings, and any purchase over $45, you get free shipping, meaning that I pay for the shipping. So you cannot lose. So go to www.sonsofspphillips.com today. So today we have with us Queen Carlenia, sponsor for the Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. She is here with us to talk about the inspiring work helping individuals heal and rebuild through love, support, and the community. She's also helping to host and launch a watch party for a charitable organization. And trust me, you'll want to hear all about this incredible event and the mission behind it. Queen Carlenia, welcome to the Elephant Wisdom Podcast. How are you today?
I am well. Thank you, Joseph, for having me. Thank you for, I'm sitting in for Queen Amenna Scott, who is the founder of Jesus Works Housing Program. So it's an absolute honor to be here. Thank you.
Good. You know, I'm just so happy that you guys wanted to be on the Elephant Wisdom Podcast because, as we said before, we are all about motivation, inspiration, and domination. And your work that you and Queen Amenna are doing is very inspiring. And I really want to get in depth with it and just, for everybody to learn from what you're doing. So before we go into the program, so tell me a little bit about yourself and maybe Amenna and how you guys came up with this program.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. So I am the founder of Destiny Embraced and the Sacred Spaces Movement, as well as Project Home Incorporated. So Project Home Incorporated is a nonprofit, and we are here to help people of African descent who are struggling with homelessness. The Sacred Spaces Movement is a place of healing for people of African descent. And you said this is about inspiration. And so we understood at a certain point that just bringing our people home wasn't enough. We needed to bring them home into a community. And so my ancestors and ancestresses said, the problem that you're trying to solve with homelessness, taking people off the street and placing them in homes, they're like, when we educate our people about who we are spiritually and culturally, then that problem of homelessness, that physical problem of homelessness, will be resolved organically, so that we're really spiritually and culturally homeless. And so Queen Amenna and I met through the Newsom Kingdom, and that's another organization that we are a part of. And she worked as she worked, I forgot what you call them, but one of those people that literally help people find housing. That was a job that she had, but I feel that she found a gap. I believe she found a gap in the services, and there was a need for people to be able to access housing and be properly served. And so she decided that she was going to step up to the plate and create Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. Maybe you can see this. Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program is designed to help people of African descent, Black families, whether they're individuals or mothers and children, fathers and children, but Black households, with filling in that gap, whether it's paying a light bill, helping them pay a phone bill, water bill, gas bill, we understand that our people are under a whole lot of pressure, and we want to help them to create some peace of mind in their home. Yeah, we want to help our families, our Black families, create some peace of mind within their households, knowing that if they don't have the money to pay their light bill or their water bill or their phone bill, their gas bill, there's a resource within the community. And so we're raising funds. Our initial goal is to raise $5,000. And Queen Amenna is a true soldier. She came out the gate, literally created a team of about 10 women, and she wasn't even really clear about how we're going to do this. But you know, when God tells you to go and do something and to put certain things in place and you follow that, then doors open. And so on February 1st, we're launching the Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. But we're taking donations right now. And so far, she's collected over $200 towards that $5,000. February 1st is also the beginning of Black History Month. So all of this is flowing together. On Saturday, the week prior to our launch, which is January 25 at 4:30 p.m., we will be hosting what we're calling a Zoomathon, where people can come and they can donate $25, and we will have a Black History program, but they'll donate $25 in advance, and we'll get that information. We'll get the specific information to you. I don't have it right now, but that's leading up to the launch on the 1st. But again, we're coming together as a community to empower one another, to say, you know what, today I may be okay, but maybe tomorrow I'm not. And Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program is here to help me if I'm in need, but it's also here to help you. So each one of us investing a little bit in our community, we're able to make a difference for our people. We're building a safety net for Black families and individuals.
Okay. It's good that you guys think it's so important to focus on the practical support like housing and the emotional and spiritual healing. And I like how you threw in there you said something, cultural, because once you know who you are and where you're from, you're never spiritually homeless. But sometimes
Yes.
you have to, have that roof over your head, of course. But sometimes people aren't aware of their inner struggles and their personal struggles in order to get past and get to what they need to help them on the physical plane, like housing and everything, because they're dealing with so much internally. I get it. I get it. That sounds like a great mission that you guys are heading up. What kind of feedback have you received from the people you've helped?
Right now we're in the phase of raising the funds to be able to help the people. That's what we're doing, because we have to have the money first.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So literally, this is Queen Amenna's first time entering into this space to do something like this. And I love that your program is about inspiration, because
yes, ma'am,
most people wouldn't step out there the way she has. I was like, she's a true queen. She's a true soldier. You see a place of need, and God has told you, okay, I want you to help in this way. And you may not see evidence of how it's going to unfold, but you start to move. And she has incredible sponsors. I'm a sponsor. She has Newsom World Awards as a sponsor. She has the new Royal Family Advocates for Planetary Change, which supports the homeless. They support women dealing with domestic violence. They help elders. And so she has tremendous support. And people have been given. People are just excited from her own excitement. She has such a level of enthusiasm, a love for Jesus, a love for God, but an enthusiasm to help people and to make the situation better. And she doesn't take no for an answer. She does not
Right.
take no for an answer. And so the
Good.
reception has been absolutely incredible.
Right. Right. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Other than raising the funds, have there been any other setbacks?
Um, I no, and raising the funds is not a setback. It's not a
Oh,
setback.
okay.
It's literally the
Okay.
first step. You know what I'm saying? Because if you say,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, we're coming together and we're literally creating a resource," right?
Mm-hmm.
And a resource have to have funds. When we look at people in our community, we always have people on the ground helping, but the one thing they lack is the money, right?
Right.
And with you
Yes.
see behind me it says 911. I have a
Mm-hmm.
911 state of emergence campaign. And that's for our people. And the ones who are emerging are the ones I call the guardians. The guardians of our people who know that they are called to protect a certain segment of our people. And I say black people specifically because the things that people try to do for us always gets mixed in with black and brown. Oh, you got to include everybody. No, for me and 911 state of emergence campaign, we have two parts. So one is our guardian emergency resource team, which are our people on the ground. But Queen Amenna is part of our Guardian Emergence resource team, right? So we are getting the
Mm-hmm.
resources because we understand money has not left the planet. And there are those of us, Black people, people of African descent, that have money and are not able to be on the ground for whatever reason. But they're looking
Right.
for something worthwhile to invest their money in. And so this is not donations. This really is an investment in the protection of our community. Because when the mother and father, the grandmother and grandfather have the peace of mind, they don't have to be worried about a particular bill. How am I going to pay this bill? When they have peace of mind, there's peace in the household. And we're moving to reestablish trust and connection among our people, knowing that you don't have to go to people that don't care about you to get
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that you need. Because as I said,
Right.
you may need something today, but tomorrow it may be me. But when we have each other and we can work together, because a lot of times you hear about our community, oh, we can't work together, we hate each other. No, here we love each other and we're kings and queens have territory. And when you have territory, you run your territory, right? You
Right.
rule your kingdom. And so it means that there is a particular order. So we're here to restore order. But you have to take care of the ones that are in need and you have to have the resources. So we came for everything that was taken. We came for everything that was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming to take it back and to redirect it to those in our community that are in need because they too have a purpose within the community. They have a function and we need them to be able to stand up and operate in our function so we can protect the lives of our children, um, and our families internally, because we have an internal problem with that, as well as
Mm-hmm.
externally.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like you guys are really on s- on the path of a very, very powerful journey. Um, so, it doesn't sound like, but what you're actually doing is you're trying to save the community and get the community involved and get the community to work together, which sounds great. And I agree with you when you made the comment that it could be you one day, and that's how I try to um, that's how I try to look at life. If somebody needs some help, I try to extend myself in any way I can because you never know. I could be on the side of the road, my car, so I see somebody's car down, I'll stop if I can and help them push it. Or if somebody needs some money or something, I'll give it to them because at the drop of a hat, it could be you. So that's a great message and a great mindset to have to want to put people together to do that. Good. That's awesome. I like it. I like it. Um, So what else can people expect from the program? So once you guys, because like I said, I know you're getting the money together and uh, you're getting the program together. What um, do you have any goals beyond that, or are you building it up to be something more past what you're doing now?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting small with the bills, right? But it's Jesus
Yes.
Works housing voucher program. So
Yes.
the goal is actually to be able to help people with moving expenses. Sometimes people don't need a whole lot of money, but it's just a little gap that they can't fill, right? It may be
Yes.
that month rent or a portion of the rent or something that is missing. And so we're seeking
Mm-hmm.
to fill that. Um, we have bites for bills that we're launching. And so what that is we're helping to build up the community, and this is part of the 911 state of emergency campaign, the Sacred
Right.
Spaces movement. And so what we're encouraging people to do is to become Bites for Bills leaders. So you can
Mm-hmm.
gather with 5 to 10 of your friends, and you all decide on an amount that you want to contribute to Jesus Works housing program. That'll be your investment in the community. But it's twofold. So that's one part, but the other part is because we're building the community. We want you to gather around something that interests you, something whether it's the children, right? You may be
Mm-hmm.
nurses, you may be teachers, maybe you want to invest in your community, teach them something, provide some form of entertainment, um, whatever it is that interests them. And they can say, you know what, I want to be I want to become a Bites for Bills leader, community leader, team leader. And I'm going to let people in my community know, friends and family, they're going to invest this much in Jesus Works housing voucher program so we can help to build that fund. But we're also going to build each other, right? So whether it's a little
Right.
talent show that you have, we don't want people to spend a whole lot of money or anything. You can gather in your home. You can gather in a park. It's cold outside, so obviously the spring or the summer.
Yes.
Bites is like, okay, I can bring chips, you can bring juice, you can bring some fruits. So we're not spending a whole lot of money. We're all contributing, and we're building trust and community right there in small, literally in small groups. So if there's anyone among the 10 of you that is going through something, maybe you're having a challenge with your child, or you need help, like health wise or something, you have a group of people that are invested in you and that you're invested in, that can be a resource to you. So now they each one of you that have come together can experience your own value because we all have each other's answers. So it's not just about us collecting money to help pay people's bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're literally securing our community from the inside out. One individual, one relationship at a time. So it's way more than just paying the bills. It's like the money is what created the need for this, but it's much more. It's a call. It's an ancestral call to return home to our roots, because in our natural way of functioning, there's no
Mm-hmm.
way I could be on the street and my mother and father, sister or brother are sleeping well and comfortable in their home. That 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 would be complete and total disorder, and that's what we're dealing with today, is complete and total disorder within our community, within our world. And so we have to start, each one of us, right where we are. Queen Amenna, absolutely phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, with an idea God gave her. She's just going to go out and say, okay, I'm creating Jesus Works housing voucher program because there are too many people out here that are on a waiting list to get a home, and we need to
Mm-hmm.
do something about it. Look, no experience, didn't go to school for that, nothing. But God told me I should do I should do this. And so she's
Right.
moving. God is telling her, and then the people who need to be around her who actually have knowledge, more knowledge than she has. So it's like there's a humility, right? If I'm doing something, I don't have to know everything about what I'm doing. Can I be around people who know more than me, who are more experienced than me?
Yes.
And if I trust God, then I understand that God has placed these people in my life for a reason to help open some doors. She's surrounded by solid people,
Mm-hmm.
solid people, right? She herself doesn't have a nonprofit, but I do. And because I do, I'm like, okay, your program fits perfectly with our 911 state of emergency campaign to take care of our people. And so this is some things that we can do. So as sponsors, we each help in different ways, but she has a solid team of people who are committed to the elevation of themselves as well as those in their community. So we
Right.
understand we're here to open doors for people. We're here to solve problems. We're here to bring resolution and solutions to each other.
It sounds to me, I hear so many um, motivational comments or context in what you're saying and what you guys are trying to do. And first off, it sounds like you guys are really working on the village mentality, of our, like our ancestors, where they took care of each other in the village. And they all, you always hear the term, it takes a village. It takes a village when we're referring to children, but it also takes a village when it takes a village to raise children, but the village has to be on one accord as far as taking care of each other. Because like you said, there's no way you would be out in the street and people in the village and our ancestors would sit comfortably. They would come out and get you and they take care of you because that's how our people originally worked. And also the concept where you say like she hasn't had any, well, I'm sure she's an intellectual person, but she hasn't gone to school. I think you said she didn't graduate from college or something like that.
No, no,
I'm
no. I didn't say she
paraphrasing.
didn't graduate from. No, no. I'm just saying she didn't go to school for this. I'm
Yes,
saying
that's what
she
I'm
didn't
trying
go
to
to
say.
school, right? Yes, yeah. She didn't go to
That's
school
what I'm
for to do this type. Like, oh, I did social work or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean that she
Mhm.
didn't
Yes.
that she didn't go to school at all. But what I'm saying is that she surrounds herself around the right people that she can learn from, and it's kind of like you tell like the young children, or you tell anybody else, you hang around like-minded people who have goals, and they will inspire you, and even more, they will take you with them. So you guys are working on so many motivational concepts over there, and and it is inspiring, and it's like you guys are dominating each day and not messing around and waiting for uh you're not waiting for anything to fall in your lap. You're out there
No.
going to get it. You're
Yeah.
out there going to get it. You're out there going to make it happen. Because right now it is a very trying time, um, especially with there's about to be a new transition in the political landscape. So does that when as that's coming, because there's a lot of things that are about to change in the economy and society, is that a concern that you guys are having right now, or that's not
Absolutely.
even
It's not even a concern. And let me tell you,
good?
the reason it's not a concern because we're not relying on the government, right?
Right,
We're not relying on the
right.
government for grants. We're not. No. We have one of our associates, and he said, "We're all we got. We're all we need." Right? As actually,
Yes.
as long as we are connected to Mother, Father, God, that is all we need. Mother,
Hmm.
Father, God, our ancestors, our ancestresses. That is all we need. We have been given. We're the mothers and fathers of humanity. We have been given every single thing, and we have gone through a terrible devastation as a people. But that
Hmm.
is just a small part of our story. The world, the monuments around the world are a testament to who we are. And so, as kings and queens, I said, we're coming to take back everything that was taken, everything that was stolen, everything that was given that wasn't supposed to be given. We're coming to reclaim, and but it's in divine order, right? We're following
Hmm.
instructions as God gives it. That's how we're moving. So what the government does, they're not moving according to God. They're not moving according to God. So that has nothing to do with us. Does it affect certain things? Yes, but as those things come, you handle it, because we've been given every single thing. We're operating in real time. So whatever is happening in real time, that's what we're addressing. If we're helping, if we come across a homeless person, that's real time, regardless of what the government does or not. We have an ability, a responsibility, some level of capacity to see how can we help, right? It may be a smile. It may be a word of encouragement. It may be like that king that said, we all we need. When he goes to the homeless shelters to serve them, he says, you know what, Black kings, I see you out of here. I see y'all out of here in 30 days or less. And how did he get a call in the middle of the week? And a young king from in there said, brother, you know what? I got a job. I don't have transportation. And he said, okay, you just hold on right there. Let me see what I can do. Made a few calls, was able to get him transportation so he could get that job. That man is out of there. So it's not always the money. We are the resource, right? And when we have an open hearts literally open doors. You talk about daily, like what are we doing every day? Right. Last night we were in a meeting, and that's what we came up with the Zoomathon. The Zoomathon is going to be a week before the launch, the Saturday, January 25th. We were talking about numbers, right? We have to get, as a people, money has been a huge challenge. We go to school, nobody likes math. It's the way they teach it to us. We're the originators of mathematics, of arithmetic, numbers, all of that. We have to become very comfortable with that. So we want to count money, but it's not just the money. The money is the result of the work we're doing. How many people are we touching? Because if I touch your heart and your mind, right, and you see that I'm genuine, that I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes, I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm saying that we need to work together, and I can't do this without you, King. I need your help. Queen, I need your help. I can't do this without you. I can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. We need you. And you see that I'm genuine, and you're a genuine person, and you want to help. You may not have money to help, but maybe you know someone that may or may not have money, but they may have another resource. We all have something to give. And so being willing to account for the numbers. Okay, how many people do we want to show up in the room? 50 people. We want 50 people, 50 plus people in that space on February 1st. It's Black History Month. We're coming here for Black families, Black individuals. We're coming to invest in our community, right? It's like bring your children, grandparents, mothers, fathers. We need all hands on deck. We need the guardians of this planet, the guardians of our families, the guardians of our communities, of our homes, of our children. We need them to show up. So how do you get to 50? One at a time. I may not know 50 people, but who do I know that I think would be a good person to invite? And then when I confirm them, can I ask them, who would you like to invite? Just one person, one at a time. So we were counting numbers. We were counting the money, right?
Right.
Counting the time. All of these things build to providing a foundation and a welcoming space. And then when all of that was done, King Joseph, we closed our eyes and we went through a process of seeing the people come into the space, welcoming them feeling welcome, the place being overflowing, literally out the door with people being blessed, right? People blessing, people receiving answers to things that they had prayed for that they didn't even know where to turn. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And so
I do understand that.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, oh, can you donate or can you invest $25 or 100 or 50? No, it's so much more. We're building each other up.
I totally understand what you're saying because you guys are not necessarily standing out with your hands out saying, "Hey, give us money, money, money." You say, "Hey, we want your time, we want your effort, we
Yes.
want your voice." Because if you know anything about community work, and I'm talking to anyone who's listening, if you know anything about community work, your voice is just as important as the money. Because if you don't speak up, you don't make yourself known, and if you're not doing the good work, people won't see you and they won't ask questions. And if you're out there doing it and they say, well, hey, what is this about? Then you have something to show them and say, well, hey, we're doing this program, we have this going on, what do you think about it? And before you know it, people say, hey, let me contribute to that somehow. But you never know if you're not vocal and you're not active in the community. So I totally understand and get what you're saying.
And with regards to that, like our other sponsor, Empress Jennifer Jalencia, she has the New Royal Family Advocacy for Planetary Change. She
Hmm.
has been for the past 5 years every day. I don't know. Are you in the DC area? I'm not sure where you are.
I am not. I'm in Ohio, but I was about
Oh,
to
you're
ask you that because, yeah,
oh,
I do
okay.
have a brother in DC, and
In DC.
we,
Okay.
yeah,
So our
we try to
biggest,
come out when we can.
yes. Our biggest shelter is literally right near the courthouse and everything like that in DC. So Empress
Hmm.
Jennifer Jalencia, 5 years ago, she began to go out there and to serve our homeless kings and queens at that shelter, and really encourage them, not just go and feed them, right? Speak to them, have different people, her associates, come and encourage them with song, singing, dancing. We have go-go in DC, sometimes a go-go band. So they will
I know
be
what
out
that
there
is.
dancing. Yeah. And poetry, prayer, inspiration. 5 years, rain, sleet, snow, thunderstorm, whatever, hail, nothing has stopped her. Absolutely nothing. And for I don't know how long, Queen Amenna has been going out with her every
Hmm.
Saturday, faithful. And when you step out and you do things like that, at first people want to come and like they cheering you on. A lot of times people are out there for their own selfish purposes, right?
True that.
So
Very true.
oh, would you come and sing a song or share some inspiration? Oh yeah, I'll come. And then maybe as soon as they're done, they may leave.
Yeah.
When you really need something and you call on them, they may not be there, right? But these are the challenges that we go through in order to build. Because God is
Right.
like building us as kings and queens. God is building us up. And so these are things that Empress has gone through, Queen Amenna has seen, right? So going out there and serving repeatedly, being willing to treat the ones that society has thrown away. You recognize, you see our people, you look in their eyes. It's like, but for the grace of God, there I go, and
Right.
Empress Jennifer, again, she's another um, sponsor of Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. Actually, hosted a very beautiful fashion show where she included those from the shelter that wanted to participate, had them picked up in a limo. It was one of the visions that she had, but she was actually able to do it, take them to this beautiful place and have a whole program around them.
Hmm.
So when you pour into people like that, yeah, there'll be people that support you and there'll be people that hate on you. You'll get all types of responses, right? And there's some
Right.
parts of that journey you have to walk. I know you know it. You have to walk alone. But
Right.
it's just a test, because then you're going to walk, you keep going, you stay committed. You're going to walk into a space where the doors are open, where there's elevation, where you're not returning to the place you came because God is expanding your territory. And that is what I see happening with Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. Queen Amenna stepped out there. People, even on the team, were like, oh, we're not sure. Where exactly are we going? But
right.
You know what? When you have a leader who has a vision and they will not let go of the vision, I don't care what anybody around you says, at some point, even the team members, like, oh, I see the vision. I couldn't see it before, but I see it now, right? And so now they start to come and start to fill in. Oh, I can help with this. I can do this. I can do that. This is an amazing journey. So, are there challenges? There are challenges, but it's a challenge to grow. It's a challenge to grow. It's not anything that is like, oh, this is hard. Oh, I have to give up. No, because we have team. So if you as a leader don't have the answer, don't worry about it. We got you. That's it. We got your back. God has you. God placed us here for you. And so you are not carrying this by yourself. We're doing this together. This is all hands on deck. We need everybody, no matter how small your contribution. She was out there asking people. She said, listen, if you can even just give $1. What? She went out there. If you can just give $1, collected over $200.
Yeah. $1 go a long way when there's a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Because me and my wife, we go to Charlotte every year around this time, and we help one of our friends give out blankets to the homeless. We were not able to do it this year, and I know they have a serious homelessness and homeless and housing issue there in Charlotte, and they've made some strides to change it. And the last year we went, we saw some of those changes, and when we go into these facilities, I do see a lot of as you put it, our own kings and queens looking me straight in the face, and I see a large number of them who are displaced and who you can tell have some other issues going on, like we said before, that might need to be addressed before they can get to where they are. Is that a big issue in the DC area as well? The homeless issue, is that a really serious issue as well?
Yeah, and it's yes, and it's gotten worse because there's so much building going on in DC, and so there's more than enough housing for the people, but they don't want those people in that housing, right? And the mayor actually had her people go and with their bulldozers and remove the places where people live. So they call them encampments, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm in Maryland right now, but still on the border of DC, but I lived in DC for 20 years. And I never saw, there was always homelessness, but I never saw people in tents sleeping in parks. And out in front, we have a place called Union Station, out there. And I remember driving through there and seeing about almost 10 tents in front of Union Station. And I'm like, oh my God, this is really, really bad. But that's leadership. And people may want to point to, the DC mayor or whatever. And the people locally will say, it's the mayor's fault. But when you look across the country, like you say, there's an internal displacement of our people. And I believe that is by design. There's been like a massive increase. I know COVID had something to do with that, but there's a lot of policies. When I know some years ago, people worked in the department stores, and they used to work full time. But at some point, these department stores, they decided we're only going to hire people part time. And then we're only going to give them 10 to 12 hours a week. These are people who own homes and things like that. A lot of them were Black people. So when you do that, you take down an entire segment of our population and you put them in under further financial strain. If they're struggling to survive, they can't be a threat to you. And I know most of our people are not even thinking that they're a threat to anybody, because they're like, I'm struggling to survive. What possible threat could I pose? But that's because we don't know, we don't understand collectively who we are and the power that we hold. Our very presence is a threat to the establishment. And so they do everything. If our kids, our people stop committing crimes, there would be no judges. There'd be no need for lawyers. Those courthouses would be absolutely empty. So they say, oh, our people are on welfare or social services. But the fact is that the homeless people and our people are funding the jobs of these judges, these attorneys, these prosecutors, these people that abuse our people at all levels of the government. And so when we come together and we begin to work together, and I know with regards to Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program, that she has a vision that it not just stay in this area, because you talked about Charlotte where your brother is, but that it expands across the country, because there is a need. And once that network begins to expand, there's going to be an exponential expansion that cannot be stopped.
Absolutely, absolutely. I understand everything that you're talking about, especially when we're talking about the justice system. Because when you look into the prisons, you see a lot of black and brown faces, and um, everybody knows somebody makes money off of sending a certain amount of people into the prison system, and then we know who's paying for that, to the regular folks like you and I. Um, yeah, there's definitely a message to learn out there about ourselves and our people, and the mission that you guys are on is great, and I definitely hope that you guys are successful in everything that you do. Um, Before we close out, can you just give us just a little bit more information um, for those listening who want to participate? Well, before we get there, for those people listening that say, "Hey, I had the same idea like Queen Amenna, Queen Amenna." What would you advise? What kind of advice would you give them for somebody that's like in? Well, you know what? California is about to have this issue.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So somebody in California is going to have this idea. So what advice would you give that person in California? Because it's coming.
Yes. Well, literally, don't be, well, act on whatever the vision is that God has given you. Act on it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go into that alone. Okay. So find one other person that you can connect with, that can align with you, and literally begin to build a small. You don't need a whole lot of people. It could be just 2 or 3 people. You let them know what you want to do. Mm-hmm. And then you guys sit and decide, okay, how are we going to do this? Right? You may need money, or maybe you're trying to provide a service to the people. So whether it's you collecting like blankets or things like that, whatever it is, make sure you have a good plan. Don't wait till everything is in place, but go and find the people that are in need, whatever your plan is. If it's like you need money, then you'll have to build that out. Okay. And so I would say start small. With this, I told Queen Amenna, I said, listen, we can set a goal of 5,000, and we can set a goal to raise that in 6 months. Okay. So that is reasonable, right? You're not putting undue pressure on yourself, and you have a plan to build it out. You have planned that thing on paper. Now, if you don't need to raise money, then you begin to go and get people and let people know what it is you want to do. That's what she did. She got online, and she didn't care that all of the things weren't in place. She's just like, listen, there are people that need help with their housing. And so I'm starting Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. And she began to say that everywhere. Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program. And this is what we're doing. And we're doing this to give hope. We're doing this to give people a home. We're doing this to give peace of mind. So whatever it is that you have in your mind that you want to do, begin to do it and to see it as already done. You're filling in the steps because God already has the people and the plan and everything, but we got to take steps. Don't stop because you don't see how to do it. Don't stop because people say, oh, no, that's not a good idea. You need to take care of yourself first or whatever. Keep going because there are people that are lined up for you. Everybody's not going to say yes. But in California, especially in California, this is a state of emergency. And I don't know what the administration, there's so many politics and stuff. That's why I said that stuff doesn't matter. People need help and they need help now. If you have a home and you can let people, you have family or friends, let somebody stay in your home. We can't have people on the street. We can't have people on the street. They've destabilized a whole city. And when you destabilize a whole city, you can do with those people whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a foundation anymore from which to fight for their rights. So now is the time for our people to speak, like you said. It's time to speak however it is you're supposed to act. Because even if you think your speaking doesn't matter, you don't know who's listening and who you're going to inspire to do something even more. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Queen Carlenia, I have enjoyed this conversation with you to the fullest. Is there anything else you'd like to share that we have not covered yet?
I think we've covered everything, but if you guys are in the DC, Metro Virginia area, we definitely want you to come out to Jesus Works Housing Voucher Program launch on February 1st. It is Queen Amenna. You can find her, Amenna, Amenna Scott. You can find her on Facebook. And so you can message her for details, but we really want to see that place packed out. We understand that, we each have challenges and for a lot of us, it's not easy trusting people and talking about what our challenges are. So like if you hearing my heart, then, and you're in the area, it's a call for you to come and to be among like-minded people who can hear and see you and help you where you need, as best that we can. And we can receive from you whatever it is that God has for us to receive. We're undoing naturally the damage that has been done to us as a people. And God already has a plan of restoration. So we don't have to sit in somebody's psychology chair in their office for the next 50, 60 years of our life. We literally, culturally and spiritually, we have our own ways of restoring ourselves. And so we invite you to come on out on February 1st. But you guys reach out to Queen Amenna Scott, Amenna Scott on Facebook, and you can get much more information there.
Okay. And if they want to donate, they should just reach out to her directly.
They can reach out to her. Yes, they can reach out to her directly. And see, she has, let's see if I have it here, because she has those scan codes where you can scan and you can donate actually you can, if you want to donate via Cash App, it is $, Amenna Loves Jesus. And Amenna is Amenna, $, Amenna Loves Jesus. And that's, if you want to donate $1, $250, $500, $1,000. Again, I am a sponsor. We have a nonprofit. And so if you need, if you need a receipt for that, absolutely, we can get that to you.
She sent me a website, Jesus Works homesteadcloud.com.
Yes.
That's right.
That's it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to make sure that got up there, because if you can go to this website and there's some information. There's still some information on the watch party on February 1st, to contact Miss Scott, and a lot more.
Yes, there's a lot of information. Thank you for that, because I didn't have that right in front of me. That website. She does have a website. Yes.
Yeah, and you can even go to the website and donate from the website. I see the little window. Okay. Queen Carlenia, I have enjoyed speaking with you today, and I thank you for coming on to the Elephant Wisdom Podcast to share your story and enlighten us about the program. And I pray that it continues to be a huge success and blesses many people. And I want to thank Ms. Scott for reaching out and wanting to be a part of the Elephant Wisdom. Also, we will continue to support you guys in whatever you do, any way that we can. If you have any flyers that you want us to post on our page, we'll be more than happy to do that and, sponsor you in any way we can. I want to say a great thank you to our listeners for tuning in to this very special episode of Elephant Wisdom Podcast. And I want y'all to remember, this is your podcast for motivation, inspiration, and domination. So dominate or don't, it's up to you. If Queen Amenna and Queen Carlenia's story moved you to take action, attend the launch party, please. That's on February 1st at 4:30 p.m. on 276 Carroll Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. at Seekers Church. So if you're motivated and inspired, please be there, or send this podcast to somebody who needs to hear it. And also, we want you to follow, like, and subscribe to the podcast, and follow our social media at Sons of SPP on IG, Facebook, and X. And the number one thing that we want you to do and always remember is to pray along the way. All right. So until next time, thank you for listening to the Elephant Wisdom Podcast. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Thank you.